Toyota Corolla was introduced in 1966, and by 1974 it was the best-selling car in the world. It's continued to earn that title many times since 1974, and it's also earned the distinguishment of being the best-selling nameplate in the world of any vehicle of all time. The Corolla is currently on its 12th generation, and this 2007 model falls into the 9th generation that was sold from the 2003 to 2008 model year. The 9th generation of the Corolla was available in 4 different trim package offerings, starting off with the base LE model, then the S model, the CE, and the top-end XRS package. This specific Corolla is the S model, which stands for Sport. It's got a few aesthetic enhancements that gives it a more sporty overall profile. With the Sport package, we get a unique set of 15-inch wheels. Got the side skirt below the doors, tacked on plastic at the front and rear of the vehicle. Basically gives the illusion of the vehicle sitting lower to the ground, giving it that sportier appearance. And then we also get a spoiler on this rear trunk lid with a relocated third brake light, since this location would have been blocked. We also get the S badging on the rear here, and a few very minor changes inside the vehicle. Otherwise though, the 9th generation Corolla is still a pretty decent looking vehicle. People are buying the Corolla because it is a practical, reliable, efficient, and affordable vehicle. The fact that it's still a pretty decent looking vehicle is just an added bonus. Starting up here at the front, it's got a very clean front fascia, a couple creases in the hood, nice looking headlight fixture, and a very simple grille with a chrome surround. We also get fog lights down below in the bumper. And then likewise on the side profile of the vehicle, a very clean design. The only real tacked on plastic is with the S package down below with the side skirt. Otherwise, we've got a single trim piece cutting through the midsection of the doors here. Otherwise, a very simple design. And then coming around to the back, it's got a pretty nice sporty look here as well. I like the taillight fixtures. Nice modern look. And of course, with the Sport package, having the spoiler gives it that sportier profile as well. So pretty decent looking vehicle. Again, nothing real exciting or dramatic here, but the fact that this vehicle is very affordable, reliable, efficient, is what really sells people on the vehicle, and the fact that it's still decent looking is just another added bonus. Looking inside the Corolla, you'll see it's got a very attractive interior. Nice clean layout, good fit and finish, and pretty decent quality materials for an entry-level vehicle. As far as standard options and features, we get power windows, power door locks, storage space in the door here, pull handles down below for the trunk lid and fuel tank, manually operated seats, dimmer switch for the instrument cluster, power mirrors for driver and passenger side, tire pressure monitoring sensors, and we also get an alarm system on this vehicle and keyless entry. Tri-spoke steering wheel with kind of a perforated leather design. The leather is part of that Sport package. Likewise, we get the white backdrop on the instrument cluster with the Sport package. Tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, temperature gauge. Center dash, we've got a couple vents, and you'll see this vehicle has an aftermarket stereo. Below that we have a clock, and we've got our climate control with heat and air conditioning. Single zone system. 2 storage compartments down below that. 12-volt outlet. This model is equipped with the 5-speed manual transmission. Got our emergency brake, little storage space, 2 cup holders, and center armrest. Has some storage space inside and another 12-volt outlet. Despite the small size of the Corolla, this rear seat isn't too bad in terms of rear leg, head, and shoulder room. Otherwise, a very simple rear passenger area. Got this single compartment that opens up with 2 cup holders. And coming around to the back, open up this trunk lid, and you'll see it's actually very spacious for a compact vehicle. More than enough storage space. And then you'll also notice that we've got these little levers that we can pull on either side to drop down those rear seat backs to further increase rear cargo area. The Corolla is front-wheel drive, and most models from this 9th generation have a 1.8-liter four-cylinder with 130 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to either a 4-speed automatic transmission for an EPA rating of 26 miles per gallon in the city and 35 miles per gallon on the highway, or a 5-speed manual transmission for an EPA rating of 28 miles per gallon in the city and 37 miles per gallon on the highway. With these two powertrains, the 0-60 time sits between 8.4 and 9.1 seconds. They also offer the Corolla in an XRS model, which has an improved 1.8-liter four-cylinder with 170 horsepower and 127 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 6-speed manual transmission and is good for a 0-60 time of 7.1 seconds. Unfortunately, the EPA rating also drops to 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway, and it requires premium fuel. I get to test out a lot of various vehicles doing these car reviews, and it's really fun to experience all the different makes and models, to drive entry-level vehicles, mid-range, high-end vehicles, luxury vehicles, performance vehicles. It's always fun to test out on the higher-end vehicles, all the gizmos and gadgets and performance. But there's still something that's really refreshing about the simplicity of driving a vehicle like this Corolla. It's 13 years old, it's an economy vehicle, it's got a manual transmission. It is simplicity at its finest, and yet it's still a pretty fun vehicle to drive. You know, it's very small, it's compact, it's got good visibility, and while it's not super powerful, because of that, you kind of have to work the engine hard when you're driving it. So it feels like you're driving it a lot faster than you are. Manual transmission certainly adds to that experience, and just the fact that there's not a lot of added fluff in terms of features and confusing systems and, you know, all of those things that you get in really high-end vehicles. You know, it's kind of refreshing in some ways, and it makes this a pretty fun vehicle to drive all around. So that's a look at the 9th generation model of the Toyota Corolla. Not the most exciting vehicle out there in terms of design, features, or performance, but still a really solid vehicle to consider because of its reputation for reliability, durability, affordability, and efficiency. And these are the reasons why the Corolla has been a #1 seller for so many years. If you have any comments or questions on the Corolla, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.